The story begins on a planet far away from Earth, located in a galaxy called Shatan. Shatan was ruled by a dangerous alien named Scorba. On this planet lived a scientist named John, who, after years of experiments, created a child who could one day protect the world from Scorba's terror. However, Scorba soon discovered this and started heading toward the lab to kill the child. Jan quickly placed the child in a small spaceship and sent him to Earth, landing somewhere in the United States. Within moments, Scorba arrived with his daughter Agata. Agata read Jan's mind and revealed everything to Scorba. Scorba then ordered Agata to track down the child. Agata left in her spaceship to find him. Meanwhile, the child's spaceship collided with a satellite and crash-landed in a field in Spain. A man and his wife found the child and were shocked to see that he had a mustache. Despite this, they decided to adopt him and named him Juan Lopez. They hid his spaceship in their garage to keep it safe. Soon they realized that Juan was no ordinary child. His mustache grew unusually fast and he had incredible powers. He had super speed, the ability to see through objects, and could even turn water into ice. However, whenever he used his powers, people became afraid and ran away from him. Because of this, Juan never made any friends until the age of 10. His parents explained that if he wanted to fit in, he needed to act like a normal person. 20 years passed, and Juan was now living alone in a big city, pretending to be an ordinary man. One day, his friend Jamie called him and asked why he had not arrived at work yet. Juan replied that he was already there. Then, using his super speed, he quickly got ready and reached work within minutes. Jamie told Juan that a new girl was joining the office that day and admitted that he already liked her. He suggested throwing a welcome party for her, but Juan refused and went to have breakfast. As he was getting ready, the doorbell rang. Juan used his vision to see through the door and realized it was the new girl, Luisa. She turned out to be his old university friend. Juan happily opened the door, greeted her, and told her about the welcome party planned for the evening. After work, Luisa, Juan, Jamie, and 2 other colleagues gathered for the party. When Luisa went to the bathroom, Juan used his super hearing and discovered that she did not like Jamie's clingy behavior, but she was happy that Juan was there. Juan then used his powers to turn water into ice and prepared drinks for everyone. However, by that time, Luisa had already left. Juan quickly followed her and met her at the station. They decided to go out and eat together. While they were at a restaurant, a group of young people arrived and started creating a disturbance. When Luisa asked them to stop, they began mocking her, and one of them even pushed Juan. Juan became angry, but controlled himself and did not reveal his true identity. Later, Juan stood near the train station, thinking about whether hiding his identity was the right choice. Suddenly, a train rushed past at an extremely high speed. The train was completely out of control. Then Juan gathered his courage and jumped onto the tracks. He used his super speed to reach the next station before the train arrived. However, when he tried to stop the train, his powers weakened, and he was dragged along with it. Finally, Juan rushed to the last station at incredible speed and used the emergency lane to create a barrier. This managed to stop the train just in time, preventing a major accident. Everyone began staring at Juan, but he quickly grabbed someone's hat to hide his face and ran away. The next morning, news about a mysterious man who stopped a runaway train spread across all TV channels. This news also reached Agata in the United States. By now, Agata had grown up and had become the owner of a powerful electronics company called Chit. She was still searching for Juan, and after seeing the news, she believed she had finally found him. She decided to travel to Spain with her army of advanced robots. Meanwhile, at the office, Juan met Luisa again. They made plans to go out together, but then Jamie arrived with surprising news. He told them that Agata was coming from the United States to Spain to meet the mysterious superhero. Agata informed her father that she was close to finding John's son and that her company's technology had spread across the entire world. However, Scorba did not fully trust her, as he had already spent many years chasing this goal. At the same time, Juan was on a bus to meet Luisa when he suddenly felt a sharp pain in his head. It was actually Agata sending signals to his mind, calling him toward the Chit Company building. Unable to resist, Juan found himself drawn to the building. There, he was welcomed and taken to dinner with Agata. Agata revealed that she was also an alien like him and wanted him to return with her to their home planet. Juan did not believe her and decided to leave. However, Agata read his mind and discovered that he cared deeply about Luisa. She then sent her army of robots to stop him. Juan was not very experienced in fighting, but defeating the robots was easy for him at first. However, more and more robots kept arriving, surrounding him and piling on top of him. Juan struggled, but eventually broke free and escaped through the elevator. Meanwhile, Agata realized that Juan was stronger than she expected. She found Luisa's business plan in a jacket Juan had left behind and began forming a new strategy. Since her company's technology was everywhere, she easily hacked a cleaning machine in Juan's office. Using it, she secretly collected a DNA sample from Louisa. The machine connected to a computer and started sending the data to Agata. Jamie noticed something was wrong and tried to stop the machine. However, he received a strong electric shock. Suddenly, the machine grew mechanical legs and started chasing him. Jamie grabbed a metal rod and, with the help of 2 coworkers, destroyed the machine. But by then, it was already too late. As the DNA sample had been successfully sent to Agata, Jamie immediately tried to call Louisa to warn her, but she did not answer the phone. Meanwhile, Juan went to Louisa's house while searching for her. He found her drunk, and she asked him to stay the night with her. Juan refused, saying he could not take advantage of her in that condition. When Louisa called him a coward, Juan kissed her and then left. Jamie, who had come to warn Juan, witnessed everything. He became furious at Juan. Just then, Agata arrived and read Jamie's mind. She decided to use him as part of her plan. Using Juan's DNA, she created a robot that looked exactly like him. She told Jamie that if he cooperated, she would help him find the real Juan. The next morning, Juan visited his parents and asked about his true identity. They finally revealed that he was not human, but an alien. They also showed him the spaceship in which he had arrived on Earth. Juan pressed a button, and a recorded message from his real father appeared. His father explained everything and told Juan that he must return to Chatan to save their people from Scorba. Juan was not interested in becoming a hero for a distant planet. However, his mother convinced him and even made a superhero suit using materials from the spaceship. Juan believed he did not have the ability to fly. He still tried jumping from the roof, but fell badly. This made him believe that he was not meant to be a superhero. At that moment, some kids arrived and started making fun of his suit. Frustrated, Juan raised his hands and suddenly his body lifted off the ground. When he raised both hands, he began flying high into the sky. At first, he could not control his powers and kept crashing into places like the sea and the desert. But after some time, he learned to control his flight and returned home safely. He quickly changed back into normal clothes. Just then, a robot version of Louisa arrived at his house. Juan sensed something was wrong and took her into his room. He told her the truth about himself. Under Agata's control, the robot tried to convince Juan to return to his planet. However, Juan refused to leave. Then Jamie, through the robot, confronted Juan and accused him of betraying their friendship because of the kiss. Hearing this, Juan realized he had made a mistake. Jamie also began to soften after expressing his anger. Suddenly, Agata gave a command, and the robot attacked Juan, knocking him down with a powerful punch. Juan quickly removed his costume and started fighting back. After a struggle, he grabbed a bat and struck the robot, destroying its head. Meanwhile, Agata noticed that Jamie was beginning to side with Juan, so she captured him. When Juan learned about this, he immediately flew to Barcelona. He tried to explain everything to Jamie, but Jamie could not believe him at first. To prove the truth, Juan revealed his superhero identity. At that moment, Agata's forces kidnapped Jamie, and Juan suddenly felt intense pain in his head. Agata then contacted him and revealed that Jamie was now in her custody. Juan flew to the Chit building where he found Jamie and Louisa tied to a wall. Suddenly, a loud and painful sound blasted from the speakers, causing Juan to collapse in agony. Jamie and Louisa tried to encourage him, but nothing worked. Frustrated, Jamie called him a useless superhero. This hurt Juan's pride, and he slowly stood up again. Then Louisa also began criticizing him. Hearing this, Juan became furious. He used his heat vision to break through the wall, freeing them both and took them back home. Meanwhile, Agata was unaware of this because Scorba had just arrived on Earth. He was not interested in meeting anyone and only wanted to see the situation himself. When Agata brought Scorba to her headquarters, they discovered that everyone had escaped. Scorba angrily scolded her and expressed his disappointment. Soon after, Scorba decided to take matters into his own hands. He arrived at Juan's house in a spaceship and transformed into a powerful robotic form. Juan immediately put on his superhero suit as the confrontation began. Juan's father tried to defend them, but the robot attacked with immense force. Using powerful winds, the robot destroyed everything around and tried to pull Juan's father inside. Juan rushed to save him, but the robot grabbed Juan instead. Agata then lifted Juan and threw him far away, sending him crashing into Barcelona. Juan quickly recovered and flew back, but by then the robot had already captured his mother as well. The robot threw Juan again and crushed him under its strength. It then pulled out a sharp tool and was about to attack Juan. At that moment, Jamie distracted the robot, but he was also captured. Finally, Louisa arrived with a truck and called out to Juan. Hearing her voice, Juan stood up once again. He gathered his strength, punched the robot, and declared himself as Superlópez. He then used his powers to freeze nearby glass and trap the robot before pushing it into a pool. After the robot was destroyed, Juan's parents, Jamie and Agata, were freed. Juan then sent Agata away, ending the threat. Everyone realized that Scorba had been defeated and accepted Juan as a true hero. On Earth, Juan became a famous superhero. He eventually married Louisa and continued helping people whenever needed. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.